Hi, I'm Master Hill. Today I'm going to work with you on Jahng Bong, many people's favorite weapon. This is a mid-range Jahng Bong, which is approximately your height. As per the ATA competition rules, it must be at least your shoulder height. It can, however, be slightly taller than you, but more than 4 inches above is considered a long-range Jahng Bong. One of the common mistakes I see in competition, even with people who are experienced with Jahng Bong, is the distance on their grip. If you hold your Jahng Bong with your hands too close together, even though you can get a bit more speed, you have no power in your strikes. If you struck a target, it would most likely pop right out of your hand. With your hands too far apart, it slows you down, which will take away speed, which of course equals power. Plus, it's hard to follow through and get your Jahng Bong onto target. So having the correct grip is crucial. If you aren't familiar with mid-range Jahng Bong, you use an alternate grip, which means that your hands are facing different directions. So with the Jahng Bong center, one hand on top, one on bottom. I'm going to place right hand on top, thumb up, left hand on bottom, thumb up, but let your thumbs wrap around the Jahng Bong. Now, to get our distance, what I'm going to do is aim at my head level height. So with the top right hand of the Jahng Bong, right about where this silver area is, so a little bit down from the top, I'm going to aim that at my head level while standing up. Extend your right arm straight, and this is a crucial point to actually striking, is not having a bent elbow, but reached out elbow, just like you finish a punch in martial arts. So from this position at my head level, elbow extended, gonna take my left hand, take my grip, but I'm gonna adjust my grip so that my fist, my knuckles, touch my hip bone on my left side as my Jahng Bong is held out at head level here. This is going to give you the correct grip. If you're just starting out with the Jahng Bong, it helps to have a few pieces of electrical tape to help you get your grip. I would recommend, first of all, finding the center of the Jahng Bong. Now, the center might not be the actual center, especially with a wooden one like this. One end might be a little more dense, but we want to find where the center of the weight of the Jahng Bong is. So right about here where it balances in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and place a piece of tape. This would help give me a cue to find the center, which is going to be really helpful when I start to work on twirls and releases. I'm going to reestablish my grip using the black tape here. So I want this red to be approximately in the center of my grip. Now, as we get a little bit more advanced, we're actually going to be moving our hands, but that's not really the topic of what I'm talking about now. So I'm going to start with a nice fixed grip. So I find my extended elbow, head level, other hand on my hip, so my right hand is falling about right here. So I'm going to go ahead and place a piece of tape here. And now for the other hand. Now I have my right hand grip. I'm going to extend my elbow out. Again, make sure your elbow is straight. Other hand falling right here on my hip. That's where I'm going to place my second piece of tape. I'm just kind of putting it right in the middle of where my fist is. So I just cover up the tape with my hand. Well, now my Jahng Bong looks like this. So this is a great way when you're starting out to make sure that you're spacing your hands correctly so that you get better strikes and blocks and overall technique with your Jahng Bong. Now, once you've practiced a lot with your Jahng Bong, you'll get to where you can naturally find that correct distance for your grip so that you get into a great strike. Now, as you're moving up with your advanced skills, it's time to start learning to work with moving your hands on the Jahng Bong. So you see, if we hold the centered grip, we have equal length approximately from one hand to the end of the Jahng Bong for striking with each end. However, we want to actually extend the Jahng Bong a little bit longer on whatever side we're striking with. That way it's heavier and we have more momentum and speed as we come through, which equals more power. So a good drill to do is starting with your grip. First of all, we're going to take your top hand, slide it up just a fist or two distance, and then let your left hand follow. Then we're going to do the same in the opposite order. Take the left hand, slide it down, let your right hand follow. So I'm going to do it not both hands same time. I'm going to go one at a time. I'm going to start by widening the grip and then narrow. Wider, narrow, wide, narrow. Now we can add some motion in it. So I want, again, the side that's longer to be the side that's coming around for the strike. So without actually proper striking here, I'm just going to be moving the Jahng Bong from side to side. So I have right now, my left side is longer. So I'm going to take the left hand, slide it forward a little bit towards the end. And as I follow through, letting the right hand slide. Before coming back with the left hand, slide it up a little bit. Let the left hand slide down. So now as you're striking, the Jahng Bong is actually moving. Instead of a fixed grip, we're lengthening the left side with a left strike, lengthening the right side with a right strike. As you do that, you're going to start to get more speed and power in your strikes. Now, if you're like most students, getting the right grip, working on your strikes is not really the fun part. It's all the releases and twirls. So let's get into one beginner twirling move. So this one, if it remains in contact with your body, by ATA tournament rules, could be used in traditional or creative competition. However, if you're letting go and catching, it's considered a release, which is for extreme, ATA extreme only. So this is a palm roll. I'm going to come back to the wooden one so you can see the stripe a little bit better. This one's going to twirl a little bit slower since it's heavier. By the way, if you're serious about competing, working with one of these heavier ones is going to help you develop a little bit of strength in your arms so that you can really twirl it. And then invest in a nice competition, extreme style, very light and flashy Jahng Bong, and you'll be able to twirl it faster. So here's the center. If I hold this in the center, it's going to walk its way down, and I'm going to end up all the way down here. So what I'm going to do is start with the Jahng Bong. I'm going to do my right hand. You can do either hand. But whatever hand you hold it in, you're going to hold it to that side, about your fist width, down, so that you end up approximately in the center. So right hand, I've got on my right side of the center. Now, the easy way to start is to give a little push with your left hand as you start to let go of your grip. The Jahng Bong rolls over your hand and down, and then catch it on the other side. So with a little bit more speed, push it and catch it. Eventually, you won't have to use your hand. You can simply turn it and use your thumb and twirl it around. This is a pretty basic twirl, but it's also a setup to some more advanced techniques. For example, you could roll it into a release, roll into a release, catch behind the back. There's a lot of setups that this can be incorporated with. It could be even a finishing move from a release into a technique. That's it for this video. I hope if you're watching this video, you're already a martial artist in your training. If not, you should get a supervised instructor who has experience to teach you so that you can learn correct technique and have a safe, fun experience. If you're in the greater Cincinnati area, check us out, Summit Martial Arts. We're in Cold Spring, Kentucky. And if you visit summitblackbelt.com, you can claim your free trial membership.